and we went to Chili's restaurant. I have learned through the years that one of the most important things to people is their name, and I have learned to ask people what their name was and to ask them, do they know the meaning of their name. I have found a large number of people I've asked, and I would easily say 95% do not know the meaning of their name. And I have found that that's a way to give an indication of God's intention, God's purposes, as names in the Bible are pretty significant. Her name, our server's name, was Tabitha, and Tabitha means a gazelle, and it means graceful. And we use that as an opportunity to talk to Tabitha about God's intentions for her, that she would be one who was graceful both in how she approached life, but graceful in terms of being full of grace. And we just talked to her about those things. By the time we left, she was visibly crying and not quite snubbing, but pretty close to it. And she was telling us what a difficult time she had been having, especially several days ago there in the restaurant. And she was exceedingly thankful and told us multiple times, "Thank you for coming." She told us she went back into the back area where the kitchen is, and people were asking her if she was okay because she was obviously emotionally impacted, and she said, "Yes, it's been one of my best days." So I'm very thankful and believe that God ministered to her in terms of a need, a single mother with about a 10-year-old son, and Tabitha. We are prone to having done this a fair amount, and we've developed a little card that my wife fills in where their name is listed as well as the meaning of their name, and we also have learned to give them a gift, and my wife has gotten one of those little Bibles that maybe has 20 verses in it, as well as she likes to decorate expired credit cards and gift cards and to cover them with a scrapbooking type cover and place a Bible verse on it to give them. And so we seek to give them gifts to try and impact them, that God's love is extended toward them.
My name's Randy Meyer, and my wife and I went over to Walmart. I needed to get something there anyway, so we came into the door, and there was a young guy. Well, on the way in, there was a guy outside who just parked a really nice Corvette, beautiful color, and we were looking at it. And when we came in, the guy that was a greeter was a young guy. He was probably in his 20s, and big guy. And he said he was talking about a '62 Chevy. And I don't know if he saw us looking at the car or if he just talks to everybody about cars. But anyway, talked to him a little bit, and then I came back over that way. We separated, and I came back over that way, and I said, I'm going to ask him what his favorite car is, just because he started with that. And I walked up to him, and I was just going to I started to ask him, and he said, my dream car is a '67 Shelby Mustang GT in gunmetal gray. That's the first thing he said. So I said, well, okay. So we talked a little bit about cars, and I asked him if I could pray for him, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders and says, well, I guess. He says, I'm not a Christian. I said, that's fine. That's okay. So I prayed that the Lord would give him the desires of his heart, and if that includes the '67 Mustang, that he would provide that. And for wisdom, or grace and wisdom. And he was smiling.